Hello everyone, welcome to today's video of Easy Neuro. Today's topic is the classification of neurons. So today we will learn what are the important classifications of neurons. Okay, so we will look into two important classifications, the structural or the morphological classification and the functional classification of neurons. Okay, so let's start with the structural classification first. So neurons, structurally, they can be classified into four categories: unipolar, pseudo-unipolar, bipolar and multipolar neurons. Okay. So unipolar neurons are those neurons which have only one neurite. Okay. So they have only one process or one neurite which is arising from the cell body. Okay. And they form the axon or the dendrites. Okay. So these type of neurons are mostly found in invertebrates, okay, and in vertebrate brains they can be found, for example, in the cerebellum, okay, but these neurons are not very commonly found in the vertebrate brains, okay. The next important classification is the pseudo-unipolar neurons. So pseudo-unipolar neurons are basically somewhere between unipolar and bipolar neurons. Okay, so pseudo means false and uni means one. Okay, so what happens in these neurons is that they have one neurite only which is arising from the cell body, but that neurite then further branches into two processes. Okay, so they have one neurite that branches into two processes. Okay, and these two processes will then either form the axon and the dendrite. Okay, but the axon and the dendrite are not structurally indistinguishable. All right, are structurally indistinguishable. All right, so what happens in these pseudo-unipolar neurons is that one branch actually goes to the periphery, okay, so the peripheral organs, and the other branch, it goes to the spinal cord. All right, okay, but again we cannot differentiate between the dendrite and the axon. Okay, and these type of neurons are mostly sensory neurons. Okay, so they're not very common again, but they mostly act as sensory neurons in the peripheral nervous system. All right, the next important classification is of bipolar neurons. So bipolar neurons are those neurons which have one axon and one dendrite. Okay, so one neurite is the axon and one is the dendrite, which and both arising from the cell body separately. Okay, these type of neurons are also sensory neurons. Okay, for example, they are commonly found in the retina between the photoreceptors. All right. And the last classification is of multipolar neurons. So multipolar neurons are the most commonly found neurons in our nervous system. Okay, and these neurons are those which have one axon and multiple dendrites. Okay, so they have multiple dendrites and one axon. Okay, so these were the structural classification of neuron. Now let's look at the functional part of it. Now functionally, neurons can either be sensory, motor, or they could be interneurons. Alright, so sensory neurons are those which basically receive or these sensations from the sensory organs. Okay, so they can from the sensory organs like from the skin, the ear, the eyes. Okay, so they receive those signals from the sensory organs. Okay, so they transmit impulses from sensory receptors or organs to the CNS. Okay, so therefore these neurons are also known as afferent neurons. Okay, because they take the sensations from the sensory organs or receptors and pass it on to the CNS for the processing. Alright, the exact opposite of that is the motor neurons. So what motor neurons do is they transmit the impulses from the CNS to the target organs. Example, the muscles. Okay, so they will take the impulses from the CNS and transfer it to the target organs like the muscles or the glands to perform the required voluntary or motor task. Okay, voluntary or involuntary. All right, and the third category is that of the interneuron. So interneurons are basically those neurons which basically connect two different types of neurons. Okay, so they connect different neurons. Okay, therefore they are also known as association neurons. Okay, so for example, if a sensory neuron is carrying an impulse, okay, it will pass it on to the interneuron, and this interneuron will then take it to the CNS region. Alright, now interneurons can also be of two different types. They could be either local interneurons or relay interneurons. Alright, so local interneurons are those interneurons which have a shorter axon. Okay, so they can connect or connect neurons only in a nearby region, okay, in a local circuit only. All right, but relay neurons or projection neurons, they can connect different brain regions. Okay, so neurons which are farther apart also, they can connect them, okay, because they have longer axons. Okay, so local interneurons have a short axon, so therefore they connect neurons only locally, whereas relay neurons have longer axons. So therefore they connect the neurons which are farther apart also. Alright. So these were the two important classifications. Apart from that, neurons can also be classified in other manners. For example, on the basis of shape, they could be classified as star-shaped or pyramidal neurons. Okay. Then on the basis of the type of neurotransmitter they release. So neurotransmitters are basically chemicals which are released by the neurons, which can either generate an action potential in the postsynaptic cell or inhibit it. Okay. So for example, GABAergic neurons. So GABAergic neurons are those neurons which release the neurotransmitter GABA. Now GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. What that means is that they will weaken or inhibit the excitation or generation of an action potential in the postsynaptic neuron. Okay. On the other hand, cholinergic neurons are those neurons which release acetylcholine. Now acetylcholine is an excitatory neurotransmitter. So it will basically increase the probability of generation of an action potential in the postsynaptic neuron. Okay, so these are other classifications of neurons, but the two important ones we discussed, the structural and the functional. Okay, and we will look more about the neurotransmitters and action potentials in the other videos. Alright, so I hope you liked today's video. If you liked it, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section below. Till then, thank you very much and see you next time.